What's going on, guys? This is episode 1 of the Mix with Vic podcast with my friend Jake here. So we're just going to bullshit and talk, and hopefully you find it enjoyable.
Yeah, let's do it.
Yeah, so as you heard, I'm probably moving to LA. And probably, yeah. How many times you heard that? And it's probably going to happen after April. It's supposed to be April 1st. I might pay rent on a place I won't even get to be there because of coronavirus. I say probably just because I'm still waiting to sign the lease. I'm waiting on the landlord to sign that thing over, or send it to me so I can sign it, send it back.
So you haven't signed it yet? I
No,
you signed it.
Haven't signed it. No, I'm really itching to because I want to, share it with everyone. Like, and then start hitting up all the people that I know there, which is not a lot. I could probably fit on one hand, and be like, I'm coming there soon. Like, let's work when I get there. No, I filled out the background thing in the application. The guy said I'm all good to go. And I reminded him yesterday because I wasn't sure from his email if he was going to have me sign it when I'm moving in or whatever. But yeah, I don't know. I'm not expecting to get there in April because LA and California is just on full lockdown. So I'd rather be here where I know people and
you're not paying
everything.
For it, so that's kind of a plus.
Well, I might be paying for it.
But you aren't yet.
No, so I'm not yet.
That's good.
I'm not yet.
Extend it a little bit because you won't be going if you do go, be after April.
It would probably be after April, but the thing is they need that room filled come April 1st. Ooh. But so that's the thing is for a while I wasn't sure if, because you're starting to hear about all these people we're waiving rent, no rent for Italy, no, whatever.
Is there someone currently in that spot now?
So there's just stuff in that room. Oh, okay. No one's living there. Yeah. They just have camera gear in that room. And someone hit me up recently about moving that stuff out, but he bounced out of LA too because it was getting a little crazy for him. I guess Arizona's a little more tame. Gotcha. But so I mean I'll probably end up still having to pay, which is unfortunate, but I just want to lock down that room really bad. Yeah. But I still got to buy a car and all that stuff. But I've been waiting till I sign it because I don't want 2 cars for no reason.
Yeah, no point.
I hate managing cars, oil changes, tires, all that stuff. Yeah. It's annoying. But so that
has been LA. Mm-hmm. So say it happens and you're going. What's one of the first things you want to do when you get there? Other than get everything set up and do all that. What's one of the first projects you want to work on when you're there?
Well, so there's been I guess a couple things. So the people that I'd be moving in with are LinkedIn with my old mentor Jacob Owens. So it'd be really cool to help out on sets of their shoots and hopefully just establish a good working relationship with them so I can have a good foundation. And I already know they're good people, so it'd be awesome to start doing that. But then also there's this one rapper that I heard about and was a big fan of for years, and about a year ago I reached out to him, offered him a free music video. And we were supposed to work, but then things never ended up working out. And I was pumped that he even got back to me because, he's got a big Instagram. I feel like when you have big Instagrams, it's easy to miss things, even if you are looking for sure. Real people who are trying to hit you up about business stuff.
And you never know if it's real or not real or what.
Exactly. And so I would love to hit him up and actually do some music videos with him. And then there's actually one director I met on a booze cruise in Cabo who lives in Santa Monica. Yeah. And it's so funny how that worked out. So this is the last time we went to Cabo in June, last June. Yeah. And so we're on this booze cruise and it's pretty much empty. We went on the same one the year before that and it was packed. But this one's pretty much empty. We're looking for someone to take our group's picture. And so this guy comes over and, he's taking a whole bunch of pictures and his girlfriend's oh, sorry, he's a director. He's just going to keep doing that. And this dude was super funny and outgoing. And as soon as I heard director, I was oh,
hey, what's up?
I was I need to talk to this guy. And, it just made it that much easier that I'm already buzzed and I'm just having a good time. And so, talking to him for a while, and he was super cool. And so we like linked on Instagram and whatnot, and we've talked a few times since. But I would love to link up with him too and work with him. And I think his sister also does like travel stuff. Like she, I think, is a travel writer, and so he gets to do like a lot of travel video stuff with her. And so that would be super cool too if he ever needed an extra hand on that. But I mean, it'd just be so cool to just, you know, see how these people do the LA stuff, because it's just
what you do.
Yeah, it's just a whole nother ball game over there.
It's
So
like a
it's
different
just,
world, man.
yeah,
It's crazy.
Yeah, it's a little nerve wracking, but also I would love to know when I won't be in LA, because I'll only be there part time, so I can book all these flights since they're so cheap right now.
Right. Dude, I looked one up the other day. It was like $45.
Really?
Yeah. Because, I mean, you know us, we love like the camper van, sprinter van, like conversion stuff.
Do you want to go look at one?
Well, I wanted to, but it's a Revel. It's a Winnebago, so those ones they're so expensive.
Yeah.
But I called them and I was like asking about it, and they had it, and I wanted to go look at it, but obviously with Corona and our business shut down, I'm like, I don't know. It's probably not a good decision to make right now. But we're like, well, how much are flights? And we pull it up, and we're like,
it was in LA?
It was like $90 or $92 or something. I'm like, that's round trip.
Yeah.
So I clicked one way, and it was $45. I was like, oh
exactly.
my gosh, this is crazy.
I know.
Like,
and normally it's like $200 round trip. And, you know, and that's like as cheap as it gets.
Yeah.
Because, you know, it
That's
can range
the
from
6
$2 to
a.m.
like
flight.
$450. Yeah. But everything's cheap right now. And I was like, I'm pretty sure Southwest, if you book through them, which I think they just have just as cheap flights, is like, I think you can reschedule or change your flight for free. And so it'd be sick to just buy all these flights and then like, oh, sorry, I gotta reschedule. I mean, they might make you pay the difference, but
I think Southwest has always been like, you do pay the difference. I don't know about right now, but they don't have a change fee. You just pay whatever the difference
is. That's so sick. And then you get free bags.
It's so sick. They're always like that. Because I've been like that. I got stuck in I was in San Francisco, which I always get delayed out of from there. The fog.
Slept there twice.
Yep, I always get stuck there.
I hate that place.
It's like it just gets fogged over so bad. Yeah.
That place sucks.
I literally changed my flight to like one that was an hour earlier because I got there so early. They changed it and it cost me like $5 because it was only like $5 different price from the previous flight that I had, and made it, and I ended up making it home where I wasn't going to if I stayed on my other flight.
And I think that's how it should be. Like, you know, what's the big deal?
How hard is it to do this and change it from this one to this one?
And most of the time it's I'm the one changing it. Like, you know, it's just your system that's already there, which is just reconfiguring that stuff. Like, I most of the time never even talk to anyone. So it's like, why are you charging me $150 to change my own flights months later? Like, don't pretend like you have no time to prepare for this. You know,
dude,
so it's
I was in Houston. I did a clinic in Houston, and I was flying home. When they booked my flight, they put Jake, and my actual name's Jacob. So I told them that. I'm like, hey, before I fly, I'm just letting you know, like, you just booked my flight under this. I need it to be Jacob. And he's like, oh, well, my name is Mike. Michael, I always fly under Mike. I'm like, I don't do that, but okay, anyway, so flying there was fine. And of course my ID has when I had a beard, and now I don't have a beard, so that's even worse. But no issues going there. Of course I'm in Houston, and I'm trying to get through, and she's doing this whole... And I'm like, I know. She's like, your ID says Jacob. I'm like, I understand that. And she's like, I'm like, I told him to book it. Someone else booked it for me, you know, and she's like, well, you can try and see if they'll like change it. I'm like, okay, so I go to the front counter. $200. They wanted $200 to go from Jake to Jacob. I'm like, they're like, it's a name change. I'm like, it's not a name change. I'm like, you're just correcting my name. You are going from Jake to Jacob. It's not like you're going Jake to Michael. You know, like, I'm like, I'm like, they asked me, and they're like, no, $200. So I went back. She's like, $200? I'm like, thank you. Yes, that's what they wanted. She's like, all right, well, next time just book it up. I'm like, I didn't book it. Like, I just told you that. But I ended up making it.
I would have just sent whoever booked it the bill.
I know.
Sorry,
I should have. This is what I should have done. Like, I told you, bro. Because I literally told him, I was like, if I don't make it, like, it's not on me. I told you.
Dude, I know. I
but it shouldn't be $200 for a name change.
I know. Bullshit. It's so dumb. I think I booked flights to Mexico once, and I think I typed in the first initial instead of the full middle name. And so I started sweating it because everyone else was saying they did the whole, like, and it said it wasn't one of the required fields, but then I'm like, well, this is international. I don't know. And then Delta would never get back to me.
That's on my IDs, what I usually do.
And so ever since then, I'm just typing in my entire full name. And then we had another experience. It was right after we got married. And Jessica never really wanted to even take my last name. She didn't even want to be a hyphenate. She's just like, oh, I like my last name, you know. And so whatever, I don't really care. I maybe cared at the time. I don't really care now. But we were booking our flights to Europe, and I wrote Hughes. And and so then she had to change her name. And we're racing against time to get that changed because we had, you know, a few months, you know, because I think I booked them in September. We got married in August, and but we weren't leaving until June, so she had time to do it. But yeah, she's like, well, I guess I'm a Hughes now.
That's hilarious.
Like, yeah,
sorry. Whoops.
Got to be like the rest of the women in the world to take the man's last name.
That's hilarious, man.
Dude.
All right, so you got a couple people. What else are you looking forward to when you're there? Obviously, I'm in Nevada. I grew up in Nevada. I lived in Oklahoma, so I've been to California plenty of times. I don't think I could live there. It would drive me crazy to live there.
Yeah.
But I do understand in the point of doing like a half a month there. So I see that for work. Like I could probably do something like that, but the traffic, the amount of people, and like all of that, it's just
not looking forward to the traffic. Not looking forward to like last time I was there, every other person I came into contact with was an asshole, and that just sucks. And the way the Californians drive here, you know, you don't have to look at the plate. You just know, you know that's where they're from. And but the things I am looking forward to is constant sunshine.
Yeah, good weather.
Yeah, being close to the beach. And then call me like superficial or whatever, but like it feels like my work will be more important there. Yeah. Like I know that people get trampled on all the time in LA, but like that is where all the big budget stuff is. Right. It's like LA, New York, Atlanta. And so I just like I need to go there. It feels like just because I don't think my stuff gets taken seriously here. People think it's easy or don't even consider it. Oh, there's no market for that, or you know, just all these things. And so there, it will be. I actually get considered. I understand the market's a lot harder there just because it's so oversaturated with people like me. Yeah. But that's why you need a good network. But it would just be so sick. Like you're in town. Someone you know is like, oh my god, I just booked this job for, you know,
so and so.
Yeah, whatever. Eminem's doing this music video. Like, I mean, that's a long shot, right? But it could happen, you know. And then like, we need an extra hand. Never thought I'd ever meet Eminem in my life. Like, even if I don't shake hands with him, like, that's him. Or you know, and just to like be able to like work on those projects. Be like, yeah, I had a hand in the final result, seeing how it's all done. And like if I could ever get on like an actual movie set, like because before I ever wanted to do video directing or editing, anything like that, I wanted to be an actor. And so like I've always had the LA thing in my mind, but kind of like I kind of never really thought I was gonna make it there. And so this was just the best opportunity, and I'm pumped it's actually happening. Right. And like my wife doesn't want to go there. And like that's totally fine. Like she doesn't have to. But I'm hoping like in a perfect world to me, LA goes good this first year. And so I, you know, re-up for like another year. And then like whenever I get enough money and enough like experience and like I just build my business up, then like, you know, I can start making my own money moves and, you know, saving up and hopefully be able to get my own place there that's not like, I mean, I know LA is super expensive. Yeah. But that's the thing is like I don't even know if I will like it. Right. I mean, I assume that I will, but and then I'm just hoping that in time, if I like it too, my wife Jessica will also like it every time she comes to visit. It's like, oh my god, being so close to Disneyland. Yeah, that's right, Disneyland. And I don't know, so we'll just see how it goes. I have almost zero expectations except for it won't be easy. So
yeah, definitely. Yeah. I mean, but even then, like I feel like it's at a good point where You spend half the time there. You hopefully have some opportunities there while you're still doing stuff here. And then even like Jacob Owens, like, you know, he's got houses in multiple areas. So I mean, worst case scenario, you just do half and half, or if it comes to a spot where you buy your own place there and you live here, then you just fly out there, stay at your place, do your work for however long, and go back and forth, or just have one as like almost like a vacation or work spot.
Yeah, I've kind of modeled like my like what I'm doing now is like kind of what Jacob Owens did. I think he made like one big leap to LA for a while, but then, you know, he got reestablished in Phoenix, if I'm not mistaken. I mean, maybe he even had a house there already that he just used as a rental, but yeah, like I mean, he's proof to me that it's not impossible to have lives in both places. For sure. And he's had a long girlfriend, now fiance, for a long time, and you know, she was in Phoenix forever too. And I mean, now she's there with him in LA, but like they still go back and forth. It's funny because I remember when I first signed up for that mentorship program, I was the second person in. He hadn't even like posted a link or anything. Like, he had posted on his Instagram like, oh, shout out to so-and-so, like they just found this link. I didn't even know I posted it on my website, like, but apparently it's live. They got the cost. I wasn't even sure if I was set on the cost, and I was doing cardio, and I'm like, oh my God. I was like, I've seen his website. I've been on there. And so I pull it up and I'm like, and I'm like looking it over. I'm like, wow, that sounds like a really good deal. And so I hurried up, finishing cardio, probably cut it short, went home and, you know, just ran it by Jessica. And of course she was super pumped. And it's funny because looking back, I remember one of the things she said was, you know, like, I don't mind if you do that, like, as long as you're actually going to be making videos consistently, because at that time, I mean, the only people I made videos for was probably just you. Like, you were the only person, and like you were an easy access for me to get good practice. And I was like, oh yeah, like, you know, if I do this, I'll have to make at least 3 videos a week or something. Like, I'm sure this will put me to work. And it's just funny because like now, like, that's all I do, and I've made so many since, and it was one of the best things that I did. And then I signed up for it, and you were supposed to, like, you know, write like what your Instagram stuff was or whatever, and like, you know, tell a little bit about yourself. And so like he saw that I got it, and he was like in the airport or something and made a story. He's like, shout out bigvicmedia, who again found this. Like, I wasn't set on the price yet, and he ended up raising the price after I got it too. That's which is hilarious. But he's like, this dude looks like he could be my cousin. Like, I mean, he's just got a bigger beard than me, but at that time mine was a little bit longer. Yeah, and it's funny just because like now I'm gonna be renting out his old room. Like, it's just like, I'm not like someone who's like super spiritual or like superstitious and whatnot, but like it's just cool that like I feel like I've been following in his footsteps, because he's been, you know, a big role model to me, and like obviously very successful. So you know, if I can model that but make it my own too. Right. Just do your own style. Yeah. But obviously it's almost like a business plan that works, obviously. So yeah. Yep. I don't know if I'll ever be as shredded as him. I mean, one can dream. One can dream. Not drinking this. Yeah, right. Exactly. Oh, that's sick. Yeah. Oh man, that's crazy. So that's the same spot that he was at before, and then he's got so much work now that it's just, it's crazy. Yeah. Well, and that's something I'm excited for too, is because he has a bunch of houses there now that, you know, he uses as, you know, film studios. And I guess the Honeymoon Hideout, which is like his 60s style house, is like 15 minutes away from this house that I'd be moving into. Like, I'm pumped because I've been wanting to shoot there, even just to see it. Like, it just looks super cool. And like the kinds of shoots that have taken place in there are crazy. Like, Lou Ferrigno's been there. Leonardo DiCaprio's girlfriend has been like Adidas commercials. Like, it's just cool. Weird. Yeah. Like how many different people need that, like, you know, they sign up for it and whatnot, and it's just crazy. Well, anyways, that is the end of the first episode. Hope you guys liked it. If you did, like and comment what you thought down below, and then don't forget to subscribe to both our channels. They'll be linked right above our heads, and be on the lookout for the next episode. Awesome. Cool.